Need for Speed Carbon is the 10th installment of the Need for Speed franchise. After cashing in the thrills of the police chasing in Most Wanted, Black Box returns Need for Speed back to underground style gaming, where it focuses on racing and customizations. Sadly, it was a rushed product with very little refinement. The story continues where Most Wanted left off. After fleeing from Rockport, you made your way back to Palmont City. Then Cross from Most Wanted finally catches up. You couldn't escape from him, and at the same time you totaled your M3 GTR. Just when you thought you're gonna get beat up like a punching bag, you are instantly greeted by your distant friends whom you owe debts to before Most Wanted.
How dare you show your face here!
Whoa, hey, control yourself?
Weirdly, he pays off your bounty before letting you loose in the city. In return, you have to conquer all territories for him, before the truth unveils after fragments of flashbacks along the career.
The guy driving? He's got a badge on his belt. Bottom line is, the Heat had an agenda and you took the fall.
Not the most thoughtful plot, and the acting is pretty jarring.
See, things ain't been the same since you've gone, you know? There's a lot of posers. No
The
respect.
animation of the cars are also a long way off, but harshness aside, the in-game animation is pretty good. So credit should be due because you wouldn't find anything better than that in a racing game, especially in an era where motion capture wasn't common.
Guess it's just you and me. Let's go find some trouble.
Cars are put into categories: tuner, muscles, and exotics. What you choose to start with has an effect on what cars you unlock later on. You form your own crew to conquer the city. The map is split into territories and areas, and you need to win most of the races inside to own them. Races consist of the usual sprint, circuit, and checkpoint time trial. There's no drag racing, but drift is here, though the physics is as weird as ever. Your crew member provides you tactical support in sprint and circuit races. Some blocks rivals, some finds shortcuts, and some creates a draft stream in front of you. But believe me, you won't need them. Once you own the entire area, the boss would challenge you. At first, it takes place on the streets, and then you would go through a toge style racing on the canyon. You start off by chasing the boss. The closer you get, the more points you gather. Then you swap place where the boss chases you back, so this time you want to lose him in the dust before all your points are taken away. However, if you manage to overtake the boss while chasing him, you would get an instant victory after 10 seconds. The design of the canyon is amazing. The twists and turns really makes you think hard about taking corners strategically rather than hitting the pedal all the time. It even has run-off places where you can fall off. Despite being a successor to the Most Wanted, police chasing plays a very minor part of the game. Unless you are going after some very specific reward cards, you won't even go anywhere near Heat Level 3, where things start to get serious. Also, the roads are very racing focused and not pursuit optimized, which means that you won't get as much high-speed adrenaline rush from police chasing as Most Wanted or other titles. Customization is not compulsory either, but it's so flexible I think they should have made players to spend more time on it. You have a lot of body kits to choose, and some even allows you to change different sections of it through autosculpt to create a more unique look. Also, the vinyls can be freely adjusted, so now you can truly make your visual as unique as you want. However, you can't add your own emblem on it, nor the ability to make the vehicle graphics for crew cars. Well, you can manually, but it will just revert back to the original graphics at some point. The map is not what you call diverse. It's very urban and all the roads look the same. There may be a highway where you can take your car for a speedy joyride, but it isn't even continuous loop, so it wouldn't last forever. In some part of the city you would find tram tracks, but there are no trams to be found in the game, so I guess it was cancelled at the last moment. Which is tragic because it would have spiced up the flavor of the game by having more surprises. The canyon may be the highlight of the game, but sadly this type of roads can't be accessed outside of racing. Well, at least not without using the glitch. Which is a shame because they are so good that people would be able to rinse a lot of hours out of it. There is nothing groundbreaking about the graphics except it looks really purple all the time, but the pop-up reaction of the bosses is definitely a nice touch.
Okay, let's go.
Carbon has a lot of ideas, but sadly a lot of those are either unfinished or not implemented properly to maximize its potential. Yes, the customization is phenomenal, and the canyon racing can be bone-chilling, and will occupy a lot of time from those who are really into it. But from time to time, you would begin to wish that, if only, the game could offer just a little bit more.